Hello, I'm Father Louis Scurti, and I welcome you to Friends of the Word. Our guest today is Jeanne Spinoza. I taught Jeanne at DePaul High School many years ago. Actually, I didn't teach Jeanne, but she was a student at DePaul High School when I served there. My first 5 years of ministry. Remember those?
Mm-hmm.
You were there. You were there as a freshman.
Freshman?
In what year?
19... Oh, now you're going to make me think.
Well, I went there.
77?
Okay, I went there.
77.
I was ordained in 73. I spent the first 6 months at another high school in Passaic, and then I came to DePaul for 1974.
And I started in 77.
Okay, so we met. And I had your brothers, of course.
You had my brothers, and I actually did work for you in your office. Volunteer work. Filing, whatever. I know.
Everybody did.
That's how we really got to know each other.
It's true. I could remember. Okay, what this show is about is our experiences in high school as a student and chaplain, and also the ministry that came out of that called the Christian Service Program. And one aspect of that ministry was working with the elderly, but we'll get to that in a second. I loved being there because if I needed assistance, this is Catholic school. I guess you can't do it in public school, and this was last century also. If I needed volunteers, okay, I would go on the schedule and I would see which groups had study at that period. Now, volunteers, we sometimes it was for Thanksgiving to pack up food. Sometimes it was to make banners for the masses in the gymnasium, and we had huge banners, So I always needed help putting things together or setting up for mass or whatever. I would go on the PA system and get to that classroom, and I would say, "This is Father Scurti. I need 4 volunteers. Can you send 4 volunteers down to the office?" A whole class would come. Of course, the teachers were happy to send them, and I was happy to get them, and we always would work, and you were one of those volunteers so often.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
We had a good camaraderie, I think, at the high school, and I'm sure, I'm not affiliated with the high school anymore, but I'm sure Catholic high schools have that unique flavor. Or Catholic schools, grammar schools as well. Camaraderie, fellowship, friendship,
like
Christ being the root. Yeah, Christ being the root of that family. Yeah, and I think I loved going to. My whole life went to Catholic school, grammar school, high school, college, university, everything.
I did as well, from first grade on, and I really did not want to go to Catholic high school. I fought my parents tooth and nail, do not send me, and they did, and actually, as I look back at things, I'm glad I did do it. I'm glad I went. It was a great experience you remember throughout your life. And I have 2 kids, and they both went to Catholic school from pre-K 3 through 8th grade.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. See, it's a good system. There are a lot of problems with the system today, of course. Most of them are economic problems, the inability to pay the faculties appropriate salaries because of tuition, and tuition goes high. So it's a sad state of affairs for Catholic schools. Those that are working are maintaining a great camaraderie and great fellowship. I interviewed a teacher at a Catholic school, St. Peter Claver, in St. Petersburg, Florida, Joseph Havelka. And his interview is on our program. And the life that they have, the spirit that they have, and that's an inner city, predominantly black school, and not all of them are Catholic, but it's run as a Catholic school with no apologies, and Catholic ministry and Catholic dignity to each of the individuals and responsibilities that they have to enjoy.
See, everything's changed so much over the years. There's one program, my kids went to Assumption School in Morristown, and there's a program that they have there where the whole school gets involved too. At Christmas time, they turn the gym into a Christmas store.
Oh, that's great.
And it's called the Christmas store. The parents...
Not the holiday store.
Not the holiday store, the Christmas store.
Yes, thank you.
And we do have some people within the school that aren't Catholic,
Sure.
and it's still, everything's the Christmas store.
Right.
They literally transformed the gym into the Christmas store. It's beautiful. It's a nonprofit. There's no money made on it. The price of a gift will be anywhere from 50 cents to $5.50.
That's great.
And it's only for the students to shop at. Parents craft things throughout the year. There's certain thing with money that we do that we buy that the money that they spend on it pays for. We have the eighth grades responsible for cleanup, and they have a table set up that they do gift wrapping. So
Oh,
everything.
stop. That's
so
great.
and it's meant for the kids
That's good.
from 3 years old and up to go and shop, to be able to shop for their family without their family knowing what they're getting.
Surprises, right?
And it's a whole same type of community thing because they're so small that they can't go out and do this and that. So it's like the 6th, 7th, and 8th graders have to take the younger kids.
That's great.
They help them shop. They help them wrap. It's like everybody helps somebody else, and in the end, it's like the day is it's just a phenomenal day.
And I'm sure people listening to this, whose children go to attend public school, have similar experiences. Okay, and the focus of that, as well as ours, is the dignity of the individual, and that's how we're starting today's program. I'm giving you a quote from the Catholic Catechism. Respect for the human person, and then we're going to talk about how in high school the experience of you respecting human people in nursing homes. This is under social justice. Social justice can be obtained only in respecting the transcendent dignity of man. I think they mean man and woman. The person represents the ultimate end of society, which is ordered to him or her. What is at stake is the dignity of the human person, whose defense and promotion have been entrusted to us by the Creator, and to whom the men and women at every moment of history are strictly and responsibly in debt. That's one segment of this great book on Catholic thinking. And again, I don't want to give him unique credit, but Pope Francis is epitomized as a person who is constantly focusing on the dignity of the human person. Even when he meets with people that we consider enemies, okay? People outside the church, people outside of our political system. He meets with each one because he wants to emphasize, I think, the dignity of the individual and the possibility of all people working together for peace, for ecology, for respect. Okay, let's bring that down to a local level. When you were in DePaul High School, you were a member of the Christian Service Program, and one year you went to the Developmental Center,
Correct.
which we discussed previously, and then you went to the local nursing home, the county nursing home.
Preakness Hills, yeah. Preakness?
Yes, Preakness Nursing Home. The locals say Preakness. The locals.
Preakness.
But we say
I was
Preakness.
a local once upon a time.
What was your experience there?
The experience was it was great. You're dealing with the senior citizens. They truly looked forward to our visit every week.
Right.
They were so excited when we came that they would knew when we were coming. They would ask us. I mean, we'd put shows on for them. We'd help them with things they needed. We'd just sit there and talk to them. I mean, we did so many things with them, and they were genuinely thrilled to have us
Right.
and thrilled to participate.
Right.
And at one point, you're thinking, oh, like we set up like a little like party or something, or are they gonna, we'd find out if it was somebody's birthday and
Right,
make it even
right.
extra special, bring a balloon and they were thrilled. They were just so appreciative of it.
yeah.
The time, somebody carrying the sincerity behind it. They really enjoyed it, and we enjoyed it as well. And you just walk away taking away a great feeling.
We tend to forget people in nursing homes, and that's part of Pope Francis' philosophy of throwaway society. We can't forget the elderly. They are historically important for our growth, and they're significantly important because of their human dignity. Disabled, elderly, doesn't matter. Each person is indebted to the Creator to care for each other. We started that program to get the kids out of the classroom into the neighborhood. And we went to the developmental center, tutoring, the nursing homes. There were more than one, and a few other places. Always to have that, and every student that comes back, exactly what you're saying. They come back with, "Wow, it was great going there."
It was, and you know what? And just to see the little things you do made such a big difference to them. They were just so happy. They really truly enjoyed it. And and then we'd learn from them too, because then there's we get to know people more and more, and then they would sit there and tell you stories, or tell you
Yes.
stories like you're their granddaughter or
Yes,
your
yes,
grandson,
yes.
and they would educate you on some
Yeah.
things that you didn't know. I mean, because at one point, nowadays, today, they term it dementia, Alzheimer's.
Yes.
You didn't know that much about it back then, so if they had a little, you thought, oh, maybe they're, a little off, but then not.
No.
Then you actually took and learned from it all.
Yes, I remember one. Okay, this is while I was at the William Patterson at the high school, at the college, through the Catholic Campus Ministry. We continued that ministry that I started at DePaul. We continued it at William Patterson through the
That's
Catholic
great.
Campus Ministry. And one woman, I mean, there were so many names, so many stories, but there's one woman, and I think of her every week, and I'll tell you why. She made me a quilt. Now, she used to crochet or knit, I don't know what the word was, every week. And some days she would say, you want me to make you one day? And I said, nah, yeah, someday. Because there were bright colors, all these, because people used to bring her scrap yarn and she would crochet or knit. So I said to her, okay, Mary, I want one, but I want it white or beige, because I don't want all these colors. And I want it for a full bed, because the ones you make, they were like lap blankets. So I didn't even know this was happening. She took a long time, and she asked me to buy the kind of yarn that she would use. So I didn't know she was making it for me, so I said, what color do you want? How about white or beige? Oh, that's good. I said, I brought a bunch of yarn. I bring them into her, and like at Christmas time one year, it took over a year to make it, she presents me with this Afghan, this beautiful, beautiful quilt. I don't know if it's a quilt or Afghan, but it's crocheted. And it's on my bed. So that's why I remember all the time. I remember. And my dog loves it because she rolls up into it. So that was Mary Telenko. The stories go on like that, don't they?
They do.
The personal contacts that you have with individuals.
Yeah.
One year, one woman this is my closing story, because I have tons of stories. She said, she called me over, and the dominant number of people from William Patterson used to go with the fraternities. Just the way it worked out. So they would identify with the guys coming. Okay, the guys are coming from William Patterson. So one year, one woman said to me, she's fatherly, she said, I want to thank you for bringing the boys, they call the boys every week. I said, oh, you're welcome. They love coming. She says, no, it really makes a difference for us, because during the week, we're just sitting here, nothing's going on. They do bingo, they bring refreshments, they bring donuts, bring all that stuff. And they play with us and perform, you might say. Some musicians came. And I said, oh, I'm glad you enjoy that. She says, no, you don't understand. I said, okay. So I'm thinking, oh, this one's, again, my prejudice comes out. She forgot what she told me, She says, no, you don't understand. I said, well, no, I understand you enjoy. She said, but you don't know how much I enjoyed. Okay. She says, I'll tell you how. She says, one day, when you're old, you're going to be in an institution like this. And I'm going to come to visit you. And then you'll know what it means to have a visitor.
Wow. That hit home.
I never forget. I was in Virginia. Never forget that story. And it gave me a greater appreciation for going there, mm-hmm. and for meeting with the elderly and working with the developmentally disabled. That it's God, like Mother Teresa told us. It's meeting Christ in individuals.
Absolutely.
Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you for having me.
This has been Father Louis Scurti with Jeanne Isakowski Spinoza, working here at DePaul, sharing memories of DePaul and William Patterson, and the main memory is keeping alive the focus, Jesus Christ, in our lives as we serve one another, emphasizing respect for the human person. God bless you. I'd like to hear from you, Father Lou Scurti at hotmail.com. God bless you.